welcome back. I hope that break wasn't too long. First of all, want to start by, again, giving a massive congratulations to everybody who got their A-level and GCSE results back last week. I really, really hope that you got what you wanted. And even if you didn't, it's not the end of the world. We've got someone here today who achieved very, very highly out of 12 GCSEs. He scored 11 9s and 1 8. Those of you who aren't aware of the new grading system, 9s are essentially A double stars and 8s are A stars. So he has done fantastically well and we're all proud of him. I present to you Mr. Orvi Chowdhury. Hello, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
No, it's a pleasure. Please do come again if you ever have any time. So you did extremely well in your GCSEs. How did that feel last week when you got your results?
It was pretty exciting.
Yeah?
It's like all the work that I've put in over the last few years has it's all been for this, and then I did good, so
it felt worth it, right? And did you do anything to celebrate afterwards?
Well, I just spent the day out with my friends.
Lovely. What did you do?
Not much. We just hung out.
I'm glad you had fun and you treated yourself, because I've been there, I've done that. It's really, really, really difficult to get work there and actually get those grades. You put in so many hours and sometimes you will feel demotivated. So tell us more about that. What was your work schedule like?
Well, I tried to put in effort, especially at school, in lessons and stuff.
Yeah.
You have to make sure you're focusing and actually taking in and understanding everything you're taught, and then reinforcing what you learn in school at home. Especially when you have tests coming up, you should really make sure that you're going over everything again to make sure
Is studying something that you enjoy doing?
Yes, alright.
Well, I'm glad. The reason why I ask is, some people really don't like studying, but they do it anyway. Some people don't like studying, so they don't do it. And some people genuinely enjoy studying. Not that I can understand why you ever would, but here we are. And whether or not you enjoy it or you don't, you did it. And so at times where maybe you felt demotivated and you thought, I really don't want to be studying right now. I'd rather be out with my friends. What did you do then?
Well, if I feel really drained or something, I'll take a break, because it's important to still have free time and relaxation. But you just need to understand that sometimes you do need to put in the work.
And so for those breaks, what for you is a kind of good break that makes you feel refreshed afterwards?
Just really I think you should really change your environment between taking breaks and working, to keep a separation between the two, and just try not to stress too much when you're taking any breaks.
Yeah, no, that's me being at medical school, that's literally still advice that I can take from you, because you lose sight of, you're so busy studying, you forget to take breaks, and it feels bad to take breaks. But the thing is, your work won't be effective if you don't take breaks, and you know that because you've done the work and you took the breaks, and you're here now. And lots of people will think, no, you need to study 24/7, but that's not true. You do a lot of extracurricular too, don't you? So what kind of hobbies and activities do you do in your spare time?
Well, I've started boxing pretty recently, and that's really enjoyable.
Cool. Yeah.
I find it really interesting to learn about the specifics and the science behind it. I've also been making music digitally.
Ooh.
Mostly urban stuff, the type of things people my age listen to. I make beats, not songs.
Oh, fine. Okay, so do you plan on making your own music and releasing it one day?
Well, if I was to release something, it would be a song. I would find it fun to make a song, but I need more practice for that.
So you not only study really hard, you're also a boxer and you're a musician.
Well, I wouldn't say boxer yet.
How long have you been boxing for?
I think maybe a month now.
Is it a good stress relief, would you say?
Yes, yeah. It's a really good way to get rid of stress.
that's nice. I'm glad you have like an outlet where if you're not studying and you're not with friends, some activities where you're not giving your energy to other people, but you're actually just focusing on yourself. And it talks, it goes back to the idea of self-care and having these breaks and taking some time to just focus on yourself and realign your thoughts and become more calm so you can get back to what you were doing previously. So what was it like at home? What role did your parents play in trying to create an atmosphere that you felt that you could study in?
Well, when I was younger, my parents helped me a lot with school. So in primary school, my dad tried to make sure I was always ahead in terms of maths at least. And my mum's always even if she can't help me directly, she's always tried to be near me, around me when I'm studying.
Because it is really important to know that your parents do, even if they can't do the work, because not everybody can, not everybody has the time to sit there and do the work, but to know that they support you and that they will do anything to help you get where you want, to have an environment where you feel like, yes, I can sit down and focus, and that need to study is actually prioritised, and you felt like you had that. So it's good to know if somebody is thinking, how can I support my child to study better at home, they know these are the things that I can do to help them and make them feel like they can study more. So what do you plan to do in the future? What A-levels do you want to take? Are you taking A-levels? What kind of jobs do you want to do in the future?
So for A-level, I'm taking maths, physics, further maths and chemistry. I chose... So maths, I think, is just necessary to take if you're trying to do anything
Fine.
Yeah. I really enjoy physics, which is why I took it, and I think chemistry will help with that. I think further maths will really help me in all of the subjects as well, because it pushes you further, and I also find that quite enjoyable.
They're very intellectually challenging subjects. I will have to say they sound very, very difficult. I think we were talking about this earlier, and I'd love to share this with everyone else. You don't know what you're doing yet for your future job, but you think you're interested in designing cars. Tell us a bit more about that.
Well, that's one option. I'm interested in cars right now, which is why I was thinking that. I also, I'd say I'm pretty creative. I try, since I've been young, I've been making small stuff whenever I can.
What have you made?
Well, nothing serious really, just
No, but even the smaller stuff can be, cute. I didn't make anything when I was younger. I was too busy playing. So what did you make? Tell us about it.
Well, when I was younger, it would be arts and crafts type of things, cars and spaceships. Sometimes I'm bored and make mini sculptures out of blue tack.
Oh, that's lovely. I'm so glad that you enjoyed doing that when you were younger. So you were saying, sorry, I cut you off. You were talking about designing cars.
So yeah, it's creative, but it's also it's quite related to physics, I'd say. It's problem solving in a way, because you need to make sure, other than just looking good, it needs to be practical. You need to keep in mind aerodynamics and everything.
And what's your dream car?
My dream car, an R35 GTR.
Well, I don't know what that means, but I hope that you get that car, and when you do, come back and visit us at Channel S and we can give you a big congratulations. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about is, in what school did you go to?
East London Science School.
East London Science School, and that is a public school, right? And one thing I wanted to talk about today here is this idea that, I think public schools unfortunately get quite a negative reputation, and despite that, you overcame those barriers and you've done well. What role do you think your school had to play in you doing well? Was it a good school? What kind of support did they offer you?
Well, I think, first of all, there's maybe stigma, I guess, against going to a public school. I don't think going to a private school or grammar school necessarily will make you better at whatever you're doing. I guess it could help you. You might get more individual support, but a public school can also offer that, and you shouldn't really rule them out. I think my school did help because we had teachers who tried to make sure you do really good. A lot of teachers put in extra effort for you, and my school wasn't too big of a school. Our year group was relatively small. Our classes weren't too big, so it felt like the teachers, they could still give you like individual support.
So despite it, despite it being a public school, there shouldn't be a despite, but you still got that attention and you got that effort put into your work. So what I'm hearing is that you're not saying that being in a public school isn't necessarily detrimental to your education. It can be a very positive thing. So according to you, what are some things that will make you successful in terms of academics?
Well, I think it's just making sure that you're actually trying, like putting in the effort and focusing on your studies. I think one thing, you should focus less on memorization and more on understanding the concepts.
Okay.
Because that can help you even if you don't remember like certain parts. If you understand the concepts well enough, then you may be able to figure it out yourself.
Well, that is, I think, very good advice to wrap up with, especially for, all of those people out there today who are going to be sitting their GCSEs and A-levels next year. Focus on those things and do well. I want to give you a massive thank you for coming in. Big congratulations again for doing so well. We're all very, very proud of you, and proud of, everyone out there who has done their GCSEs this year and put in that effort. Thank you so much for coming in today, and please, please, please do come again. Well, that's it from Orvi, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that interview, and I hope you took inspiration from that and challenged yourself to work harder than you are, and thought about how to achieve that work-life balance while studying and achieving academically, whilst also taking care of your physical and your mental health and maintaining those important relationships around you.